Listen, Sister Lewis, I done went out for Israel. These folk act like I'm running around here, hold on a minute, like I'm running around here. I'm trying to protect faithful of God. Year and a half, I'm blowing shots at the whole UA community to stir them to come have dialogue. Whole year and a half, y'all running around here trying to make it sound like I'm covering up something for faithful of God. Listen, I'm gonna play a video, let y'all hear it so y'all can know what's what, because I'm telling y'all, I feel some type of way. I never claimed that was Israel, but I went out. That's how come so many people said, yo, you riding with them. You riding with them, you ain't down with us. How I'm gonna blow shots at the urban apologetic community, Baker, for a year and a half. I'm gonna hit you when I jump up off of here, Baker, for a year and a half, and y'all run around here trying to act like I'm riding with faithful in them? Because y'all don't want to take an L, lying Pastor Kelly. One thing I could even respect Pastor Majors, he on the low, he know he done played himself, he on the low and he quiet. Y'all trying to manipulate and stir something up that y'all ain't got no business stirring up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play this right here. Let me play this right here. Tell me y'all can hear this, type of one.
Look at this on my phone. And anybody who watched it, they can remember it. And I said, Faithful, do you see this message? I picked this phone up. I said, do you see this message, Abu? And Abu was like, yes, I see the message. I said, look at Abu's head on the actual message itself. He saw the message. This is back, November 2019? So yep. If y'all saw the 2020s, only because he went back out there just recently and looked at the message. Don't believe the hype. He knows he saw the message, and it was on Beren's live. And again, guess what? When I told Faithful that and he was confused, you know what Beren did? Took the video down. Because Faithful looked bad. Faithful looked bad. So, with that being said, if you notice in the bottom of the message, it says, and I let him know, I said, hello, I sent you a couple of messages on Messenger a couple of months ago. Not sure if the guys are available right as of right now. That's what I meant. I said, ultimately, because a lot of us were getting ready to, do the holidays because Passover was coming. He said, understood. One of the benefits of correspondence is we won't have to be online at the time, and each participant can contribute a post to the correspondence when their schedule permits them to do so. So ultimately, what he was saying was he would rather talk on this forum. No, the agreement on the phone was, let's talk over a live. That was the original agreement. That was the original conversation, but he never responded. Never responded to my message. Never said a word to my message, but decided to pop up on my Let's Talk with Sister E and respond there. That was the conversation. And again, what's so interesting is Beren will take a live down to protect them, but won't do that for us.
Shots fired. I'm going to leave that right there. Oh, let me see. I think I stopped sharing. Did I stop sharing? That's my homegirl now. But she done moved down and she rocking with Kelly and them mores. In the charismatic Pentecostal church, we often say you take on the spirit of your leader. Sometimes, if it's good, if it's bad, you take on the spirit of your leader, your spirit of the house. This is so funny. When I rode with them for so long, and remember, I never claimed to be Israel. I rode with them for a year and a half, talking, shouting out Pastor Kelly, shouting out Pastor Major. I see something wrong. They trying to finesse it like I'm the wicked dude, like I'm the devil all of a sudden. This is so funny to me, but this is how religious manipulation go. And these funny people, and Sister E, you of all people, gonna talk about, I'll take a video down for them. I don't want to help y'all cover up a lie. No, I'm not, Sister E. Pastor Kelly, no, it ain't right and exact. Other people know, I don't want to say other people name to disrespect them. A few people in Israel as leaders know it's not right and exact. Don't get it twisted. Now you over here with lying Pastor Kelly, trying to cover up a narrative. I'll say your name all day, Kelly. I say your name all day. This is all it is. This is what it is. This is what it is. The nerve of these devils. Now you call the devil out, or you call behavior, and I'm not saying they ain't right and exact, but I'm saying now you call out a behavior that's not right. Y'all enjoyed it when it was all going to Mason them. Y'all enjoyed it when it was going. Y'all enjoyed it. Now all of a sudden, y'all told me, but over there talking about, y'all told me Berean wasn't right. Y'all funny with it. Y'all different. Y'all different. This is lies and deception, Sister E. I never imagined you'd be doing this. For Kelly? For Kelly? Yo, this is funny. This is fun. Even on top of what you said to me. Even on top of what you said to me. Y'all folk know something ain't right in your heart and just ride with leadership. Leadership. Little Mamore said, my pastor said. Y'all confused. Y'all don't want to keep it 100. Y'all don't want to keep it a buck. Y'all lifting up Israel. Y'all lifting up nationality. And to the point of lying. What the Bible say about being false witness? What the Bible say about lying? I've been on that treat them fair stuff. They said I took the video down to make fair. Y'all see that word public down there? I made the thing public. I made the thing public. There was 1, 2, 3. I think it was Can't We All Get Along? I guess it's part 1 because I see 2 and 3 on the front. You got my man Thomas White. You got to see his face on the front of the other one, and that's still public. This one here in the corner, if you can see up in the corner, it says Faithful to God. That might have been the last time Faithful to God. They claim they embarrassed Faithful. Whatever y'all did, but Faithful and Abu gave y'all that work. Turn it into whatever y'all turned it into. Sister E, you started that whole thing over there with them pews with Abu and them. You started the whole thing. You said, yo, I wish after the debate with Bantu and them, I wish after the debate that urban apologetic community would debate the moderates. I believe you even used that word, us. You used that word, so y'all got the attention. Y'all came out here with that strong energy. Kelly came out here with that strong energy. That made you talk about apologize to Kelly. Y'all came trying to thug us. Telling us take down videos. Now y'all still doing it in a different way. He won't even take down a video for y'all came demanding that videos get took down and Abu blew the whole joint up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm telling y'all the truth. Maybe Marine, I remember the video you starting to get hot on the panel with Faithful and Sister Cherry. It was disrespectful. And then people try to make it sound like even in the other, I took about 2 or 3 of them down during that time. Of course, Sister Cherry and them wild that people talking about, well, you ain't protecting Sister E. I'm thinking Sister Cherry and them came on, it was a zoo. G-Man, I think, G-Man, the other dude was on, it turned into a zoo. And then people upset with me, and that's kind of when we was like, oh man, this whole thing. We ended up talking, but Sister Eve, and after I hit her, she was like, I can't lie, I'm tight. Then what's the other dude name? I forget the other Israelite dude name. He told me, well, why didn't you protect Sister E? Listen, we trying to have dialogue here. I ain't thinking people feelings is all on their shoulder. We trying to build.
What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy, Faithful to God. And the clips that you just saw came from the video This Nonsense from the Berean TV channel, in which he rebuked Sister E, Kelly Richardson, William Brown, and other Hebrew Israelites for hypocritical and deplorable behavior that has taken place from that side over the past month or so. And trust me, it's been a lot longer than a month for many of us with that side. But now Berean is starting to experience much of the slander and false allegation that folks from that community like to level at people who disagree with them. Now, in those clips that you saw, Berean at one point plays portions of a Sister E live stream in which she attempts to paint a false narrative of a conversation that took place between herself and my person in November of 2019, in which the conversation did not go favorably for her. Now, at no point in time did I ask Berean to private that video. Even if the conversation had not gone in my favor, I would not have asked him to private the video. What I believe happened, and this is alluded to in those clips, is that Hebrew Israelites reached out to him and complained about the way that Sister E was being treated, and because he wanted to maintain peace and continue dialogue, he privated the specific video in question. Now, the conversation between Sister E and myself took place because of her misconception about a wall post that I made in which she assumed I was attacking her. After she was corrected on that point, she attempted to segue the conversation into a potential sit-down that we were supposed to have with Kelly Richardson, and even there, she misrepresents what actually took place. But I'll let you guys be the judge. The following video is the conversation as it took place in November of 2019, uncut. Enjoy.
That's just how it is. Well, I'm waiting for Faithful. Let me see. All right, Faithful.
Oh yeah. We got Faithful and BK.
Yeah, no, all right, no. Hold on, BK. Grace and peace, Faithful. Grace and peace, Faithful.
Grace and peace, brother. What's going on, brother?
Some stuff was said, and I heard that you wanted to jump on to clear some things up. Sister E,
yeah.
Earlier, I was on with Dr. E. A few of us was live yesterday, and I'm not sure if she was back and forth with my man Alton. Shout out to Alton. And then she started going back and forth with you, maybe in the text, while she was on We started going back and forth. So, Sister E, would you like to talk about some of that before Faithful actually starts sharing?
I ain't got to talk about it. Faithful know what I'm talking about. So
No,
Faithful
no, no. Everybody, for people that don't know.
No. Okay, so that wasn't just the main reason that I did that post. Because if you look at a post I did yesterday, I said to my apologetic community. So it was not based off of Faithful to God. Because I said every day I'm going to post something to make my apologetic community think about some things. Because again, I posted some yesterday prior to the conversation I had to Faithful. So Faithful was not the driving point of that post. I'm doing that anyway. But my whole problem with when people call moderates out, and Faithful made a post yesterday saying sex and marriage, and that sex is some people being camps or moderates believe that. And never once have I ever denied to say that there is poor doctrine. But when you're talking about moderates, that's too vague when you say certain. Because right now we're trying to build, we're trying to grow, we're trying to understand each other. And when those types of posts are being put out, it puts a connotation that, oh, let's start banging out on moderates, when people don't even know holistically what moderates believe in.
Okay,
So
do me a favor. I'm sorry. Do me a favor. You see what? I agree with you before. I'm going to give it up right now. Before Days of Noah, Divine Prospect sits on the fence and isn't very clear on his beliefs. A lot of urban apologists feel that. That's suspect to me, but his ethics is on point. That's how come when people started saying, he had dubbed this and that, I'm like, no, that brother been nothing but straight up. I'm not going to go that route where they going. He's always, even in debates and stuff, he's always respectful. He's always, and I agree with you 100% on that. Yes, I agree with you, Days on Earth. All right, Faithful, bro, you got the floor.
All right, thank you, brother. So to my brother Alfredo Valentin, could you do me a favor? Can you unmute and read my post for the audience so they could actually see what I actually said in that post? Because I want this to be on record.
Whole thing?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, just the part at the top, not the whole thing. Okay. Just the part.
Oh
at the
no,
top.
read the whole thing, Faithful. If you're gonna read it.
Okay, read the whole thing. If Sister E wants us to read the whole thing, that's fine. I don't know if the brother Bareen wanted us to read the whole thing.
Okay, no, go ahead, because it's
all right. Read the whole thing.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead and read the whole thing. Because I wanted him to read the whole thing, but then I didn't know if brother Bareen, if he was pressed for time.
Y'all, throw $1 in there. Go ahead.
All right.
All right. The following is a refutation of the ignorant idea from certain proponents of Hebrew Israelism.
Wait, stop right there, brother. From who?
From certain proponents.
Talk up, PK. This is important what you're doing.
Now, Faithful, I have a question.
No, Sissy. No, Sissy, when you spoke, Sissy, when you...
Explain.
Hold on.
Sissy, when you spoke...
Are we going to let him talk, Sister E?
I'm just reciting the post. I'm not putting any opinion on it.
Yeah. I was a gentleman with Sister E.
to read the whole thing, and then I want Faithful to talk. Then Sister E, you can talk. Do me a favor, please. Don't unmute yourself. Let Faithful talk. Let PK read it. Then let Faithful talk. We know Faithful along with it. Try to keep the conversation. Gonna be back and forth. Come on.
Right.
All right.
Let's have some decorum in here. Right. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, my brother.
I'm just gonna read it straight through. All right.
Please,
all right.
Okay. The following is a refutation of the ignorant idea from certain proponents of Hebrew Israelism regarding the notion that sex alone is marriage. This shows their fundamental lack of understanding of the Mosaic law and basic Israelite culture. For starters, the Mosaic law made it clear that marriage was arranged by a man with a woman's father via the payment of a dowry or the signing of the wedding contract, at which point the man and woman became betrothed and were legally considered husband and wife, Deuteronomy 22, verses 23 to 24. We even see a prime example of this in the Apocrypha, or deuterocanonical books of the liturgical side, hence Tobit 3, verses 7 to 8. However, they could not live with each other until the appointed time of consummation via sex. That is, unless the woman made a vow to God in her father's house, promising to remain a virgin with her betrothed husband, accepted this vow in accordance with Numbers 30, verses 1 through 8, at which point they could live with one another without the act of consummation via sex. This goes for other vows as well. I say this because an ignorant person who self-identifies as an Israelite sarcastically posed a question some time ago asking how Mary could have been a virgin according to the New Testament narrative, and yet have Joseph be called her husband in Matthew 1 verse 19 without sex, while ignoring the fact that they were betrothed, thus legally making him her husband, along with the fact that she was made pregnant supernaturally by I can't read that Hebrew, according to the Father's plan, hence Matthew 1:18, Luke 1:26-35, Luke 2:5, Luke 3:23, etc. That's
Right.
the post.
And real quick, before I expound on that, I wanted to say that the person that I was mentioning is an individual by the name of Quanah Lawa. So he's a Tanakh only Hebrew Israelite who believes that only Latinos are Israelites. He doesn't believe African Americans are Israelites, ironically enough, but he holds to pretty much all the views. He thinks the curses only fit Native Americans. He thinks that most African Americans are Canaanites. He's got a lot of crazy things going on. And
so this right now, I'm sorry, because this has nothing to do with anybody moderate like I would speak about on here.
No. It does have to do with certain moderates. And when I mean moderates, it's specifically individuals. It doesn't have to be necessarily organizations, although I was looking at someone's post where IOG, which I wasn't aware of this, IOG seems to believe that sex is marriage, because there was a sister who shared a video of
they do.
God.
No, hold on.
I know people from IOG.
No, but what I'm saying is that the sister shared a video where the person was making the claim. Now, I said that it seems, I didn't say it's an absolute fact, because I haven't looked into what IOG holds to specifically regarding that topic. But I will say that there are moderates. There are people that will say, well, Gentiles can be saved. They're not going to be, below us or anything. But they got to keep the law. And by the way, sex is marriage, because I've seen them. I've had conversations with them in Vocab's group. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why I said certain Hebrew Israelites is specifically because there are certain Hebrew Israelites who hold to that. And it's not a specific organization. It is individuals. And so I said, if anybody feels convicted reading that, or if they feel that I'm addressing them and they actually hold to that position, then it was meant for them. And I do not take that back. I stand behind those words 100%. Anybody who holds to those views that post was meant for them. Even if I didn't write it for them, it's meant for them. And so, but it was meant for specific individuals, and I name one of them, Sister E, lest you say I don't name these people by name, because I stay calling these people out all the time, especially when you see me talking about Sakari or you see me talking about GMS. Brother Berean knows this because he's seen me call out Sakari, GMS, and all these different groups by name in my, matter of fact, I just called out Rakah recently, and he's a moderate. Rakah's a moderate, and I called him out because he argues against the Tetragrammaton, against the holy name of God, the third person grammatical form of God's name. He calls that satanic. I know you don't agree with that, Sister E, and I know you don't agree with the sexist marriage thing. So I don't lump you in with those people just because I have problems with them. But when I do have problems with them, for whatever reason, you seem to pop up and you seem to start voicing your opinion about it.
Come on, Sister E, now where's she at?
Okay, so here I am. So back to your original post, because I read the whole post and you said it was directed towards particularly towards a certain person, correct? A conversation you had, correct? Faithful, I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, he's muted.
I apologize. Yeah, my can you repeat that again, the last part, because it was breaking up on
that particular post at the bottom.
Okay.
You were directing it towards a particular conversation you had with an Israelite. So
twofolded.
No.
So I can add clarity. So I can give you clarity.
Mm-hmm.
The part at the very top had to do with the people that I've interacted with in Vocab's discussion group and also outside, because this also has occurred outside of the group with individuals. And the part at the bottom was specifically addressed. That's why I said an individual who recently made a post. That was Quanah Lawa. And matter of fact, I tagged him in there. So it's not like he was unaware of what I wrote. I actually tagged him in so we could have a conversation about that in the post.
So going back to my original statement.
Yeah.
This is something that I said to you because, again, even Colin said in the comments, oh, he's talking about camps. Then you turn around and say, oh, no, I'm talking about moderates too.
Yes.
So when you all do that, do you realize the damage that you all are doing when it comes to dialogue? Because when you say certain, you have people in the midst, because you should be held accountable because the blood is on your hands. There are people in your group and that were amening you that will automatically assume, oh, Sister E is wrong. Oh, majors believe in that. When you say certain, certain is dangerous. And certain is something, even if I did a research paper, I was in college and I graduated from college. When you did a research paper and you were talking about a particular subject and I said certain in the research paper, my professor would say that's too vague, provide detail. So when you all say certain or Israelites or even moderates, because being honest, moderates, we never called ourselves moderates. Actually, Berean came up with the term moderates. There are people within our community that have poor doctrine. There are, just like there are people in you all's community, if it be Calvinist or non-Calvinist, that have poor doctrine. But when you say certain, you're adding fuel to the fire. It makes the dialogue between us and you all even harder, because people have already stamped that, oh, even though he said certain, I'm automatically assume that he's talking about everybody in the Israelite community. Israel of God, you said something about Israel of God. I was the one that posted the video of Israel of God. Israel of God had a whole wedding ceremony. Now, are there individuals that possibly are in the community of Israel of God that teach that sex is marriage? Yes, I'm not saying that they are not doing it, but the guy had a marriage ceremony. And yes, sex is a part of the marriage ceremony. It's called consummation of the marriage. They understand the word of God. Even when you look at the video, the leader talked about marriage. So when you all do these things, I say do due diligence, do your research. Yes, camps are one thing, but I guess I'm using the term moderates. Moderates are a whole nother arena. Be specific, because you make it harder for us, faithful, when you do stuff like that. Because people don't want to hear me because they automatically assume, and I'm just saying in general, people possibly automatically assume when faithful to God said certain, possibly Sister E is that certain. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I go ahead and address that real quick?
I want to address.
Okay. So here's the thing. Number one, I think that you underestimate the intelligence of brothers and sisters that were commenting in the same way that you feel people underestimate your intelligence, right? So look at it from this perspective. I can tell you for a fact that there are brothers and sisters who commented who do not hold to that view because of the whole idea that if I say certain moderates or if I mention moderates in conjunction with that view, that automatically that means all moderates hold to that view. Because we've had conversations behind the scenes. I can tell you for a fact that there are brothers and sisters, like this brother right here, Alfredo, knows for a fact that when I mention a moderate in conjunction with a specific view, I'm not talking about every single person who is a moderate. And for the record, and no disrespect to my brother Berean, but the term moderate wasn't just, no one here has a monopoly on the term. When we use it specifically to make a separation between, let's say, the camps and then other groups, right? That don't hold to the views that the camps hold to. But as far as what I posted, right? When I said sex alone is marriage is the erroneous view that certain Hebrew Israelites hold to, I'm talking about those specific Hebrew Israelites, whether it be the camps, whether it be a moderate, whether it be a whoever, anybody, even it could be a Christian, if they hold to that view. Matter of fact, I had it. I'm so glad that this came to memory. I'm so glad. Glory be to God that this came to memory. I had a conversation in Vocab's group with a Christian, a person self-identifying as a Christian, and we went back and forth specifically on this topic. And I had to correct this man several times. Matter of fact, the brother Eric Mason came in there correcting this man. So yes, we do correct Christians on erroneous doctrine. That's an example. That Christian held to that view. And remember when I told you Hebrew Israelites, that goes for Christians too. If a Christian holds to the view that sex alone is marriage, then my post was meant for them as well, even if I didn't explicitly state it, because I do not endorse that view because it's not biblical. Now, with that being said, I didn't have you in mind. I didn't have majors in mind. I didn't have Kelly, Pastor Kelly in mind. And by the way, I have issues with him, with Pastor Kelly on other areas. And you've seen when we've made videos, but we've always kept it specifically on the areas that we disagree. And trust me, there are other areas and there will be other videos. You best believe that I'm going to make videos against him on the things that I disagree with him on, but I will not disrespect. No, let me finish. Let me finish. But I will not disrespect him on a personal level, nor will I try to say that all Hebrew Israelites, because I would even go out on a limb to make a distinction between what you hold to and what he holds to, because I know that you guys don't agree on every last finite detail, because that's not reasonable. You're going to have disagreements with him on specific things, and on those specific things that you guys disagree on, if matter of fact, I'll even go out on a limb to say that the people who affiliate with him, like Sister E and Pastor Majors, do not agree with him on this specific area, because I will make sure of that. But I will go and I will address the things that I disagree with him on, like I would with anybody. I don't agree with the name it and claim it crowd, but I'm not going to say all Pentecostals are name it and claim it, and then start and try to attack every single person who's a Pentecostal, because you got Creflo Dollar out here wilding, you know? It just is what it is, and I believe in nuance. But I think you took offense to something that really, if you really examine it, it's like you made a mountain out of a molehill.
And it didn't really even have to do anything with her.
Yeah. Yeah, jump in, my brother Brian. Yeah, go ahead and jump in.
I'm just. Do you agree with that statement I just made? And it really didn't have anything to do with her.
It had nothing to do with her. In fact, I didn't even think of Sister E. Yeah, I didn't even think of Sister E when it came to the post in terms of that she holds to that view, because one, I think Sister E has way more common sense to even, I knew for a fact that she wasn't gonna. Well, okay. I was hoping, let me be more nuanced in what I'm going to say. I was hoping that she would understand that I have a great deal of respect for her intelligence, that I wasn't at all insinuating it was her. I don't know where she got the idea that somehow when I said specific and I mentioned moderates, that somehow I'm lumping her into the category simply because she identifies as a moderate. That's just illogical. She could have asked me, Brother Faithful, just out of curiosity, were you mentioning me? I would have been like, no, cool. And we could have just kept that moving.
All right, Sister E, come on.
So the first thing I did mention in the comments, and one of the first things I said in your post, Faithful, was we have, and maybe I should have addressed it a little different, but we have to be very careful when we use the word certain. And you're missing my point. When you say certain, you are feeding fuel, you're adding fuel to the fire. Because again, regardless of what you're saying, there are some people within your post that have pretty much called me heretics, and you've pretty much fed into that. And it ain't about me. At the end of the day, it's about how things have been communicated within the apologetic community. You all love to sling mud and say you're doing this for the sake of the faith, and that's really not helping. It's causing more tension. Great example, you said you're getting ready to do a video on Pastor Kelly. Why do a Pastor Kelly video without having dialogue with this man? That's not walking in love. If you don't agree with that brother, call him, have dialogue. But that's not doing what people want to see. People want to see mudslinging.
But some people, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but some people, that's a form of polemic though. Back in the days, that's what they did. Some people would write a polemic out. They would write an answer to another church, the church fathers and stuff like that, or doing a video. That is one way of apologetic.
But
if he don't ask him first, would you like to do a video? Somebody hit me and said, Berean, I saw you do something. I'm gonna make a response video just out of respect. I'm just gonna hit you and tell you, I'm making a response video.
Brother Berean,
I don't really think that thing is wrong.
Let me finish my point, Faithful.
Because he don't agree.
Berean, let me finish my point.
I interrupted you. I was interrupting Brother Berean.
Okay, thank you. What I'm saying with that is, it still doesn't make it right. If you don't,
in your eyes.
Berean, let me finish. Because the thing is this, it may be something that you're not clear on. There are certain things that y'all believe that we don't believe, that we're not comfortable with. But what will it hurt to have dialogue with Pastor Kelly, but then make a video? If you need to have dialogue, I have his number. Faithful, you have my number. The thing is, no, let me finish my point.
Okay,
Faithful.
all right, go ahead, finish it.
Because the thing is, y'all love making videos. We can put Pastor Kelly on here right now if you want to have dialogue. If you want to. If you want to do that, because we can. Because y'all,
Sure.
that'll be a whole nother hour. Poor Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. I ain't gonna do that to you. But we can reconvene and have a conversation and pull a Zoom up and have conversation rather than splat at the bashing people, because I actually Pastor Kelly is more of my elder than Major sometimes. So when you attack Pastor Kelly, you're actually attacking my elder.
But that's disheartening. But that is very disheartening.
And that's very rude of you, faithful to God. If you're walking in the ways of Jesus Christ, you're gonna talk to my brother. Well, you're going to talk to my brother. If he's in error and you feel like he's in error, you're going to talk to him and not do videos.
I have no problem. Hold on. Let me just stop you. I have no problem talking to him.
Okay.
My only qualm is the inconsistency that I see, where at the beginning of this video, you mentioned vocab and you said that, vocab and this other person, and you were mentioning people by name. Have you had conversation with vocab alone, or did you just feel it was okay to mention vocab's name in conjunction with the fact that you think other people have been calling out?
That's a fair question, but that's a fair question right there.
But was I vague when I said vocab? No,
I wasn't vague when I mentioned Quanalawa, and I wasn't vague when I mentioned. Wait a minute, let me finish.
You didn't have him in your post. No, you said certain.
But here's the thing: the people that I was speaking of know exactly who I was speaking of, because hold on, let me finish. I tagged the person that I specifically at the bottom portion that I wanted to have a dialogue with. I tagged them in there, and I basically said a certain person, because one, I'm not giving any of these people any free any free commercials
promotion,
so people can go and be beguiled and start trying to follow these lunatics. I'm talking about the ones that hold to that erroneous view, or the ones that hold to this guy's view. He rejects the New Testament, Quanalawa, by the way. He doesn't believe Jesus is Messiah. He attacks Jesus. Now, and I've had conversations with him on my wall posts on other topics. So this isn't our first rodeo. Now, the only thing I want to say, though, is this. I didn't have you in mind. And as far as I'm going to make videos, not that I'm making one right now at the moment. Rather, I've seen Pastor Kelly's wall posts. I've seen the way that he argues against Orthodox Christian doctrine in many areas. For example, his whole attacks on the Trinity, and the fact that he says things that are just completely inaccurate about the Trinity. The fact that he does that, the fact that he also is promoting the fake Hebrew that the camps promote, which is known as Lashon Kodash. Yes, he does. When he says Shalom, that is the camp Hebrew. That is not ancient Hebrew. Sister E, that is not ancient Hebrew, and I will challenge him to have a debate with me on that specific topic.
I agree with Faithful on that. I agree with Faithful on that. Hold on, Sister E. I agree with Faithful on that. I think part of the problem is that, Sister E, I'm riding with you. I told y'all Faithful put that work in and everything, but Sister E, my homegirl, I'm riding with you, no matter however you slice the cake, I'm gonna ride with you. But I got to keep it 100. I feel that specific post ain't had nothing to do with you. You woke up this morning and wanted to lick shots. So I said, listen, and White wanted to check you on the side, and we discussed it. And I said, do y'all want to go live and just bring it out? This is hashing out some other things. When we go back to even the pews with Pastor Kelly, it's other beef that's been ongoing. So you've been feeling a type of way. And you wanted to lick shots, but that specific post, BJ Apologist just read, had nothing to do with nothing, but you just wanted to lick shots. So we're to this place right now. He said he's going to that's okay. That's what we do.
Can I make a point? Can I make a point? Because my post, again, if you remember what I just said, and you can go look at my Facebook page, I was saying things a couple of days ago to my apologetic community. So this had nothing to do with Faithful to God, because this is, again, something that I said I was going to do because I want to make my apologetic community people think rather than react sometimes. Now let's go back to the thing of we ain't talking about the language, because ultimately we've cleared this up, Faithful to God. I don't know anything about the language. My point when I originally did what I did and said what I said was saying that you should have talked to Pastor Kelly. And you're still not doing that. You're still going to go make the videos as norm. Now, when I talk about, let me finish. Let me finish.
Sister E, I'm not gonna let you lie on me. No.
Time out.
I'm not gonna let you lie on me. You and I had a conversation behind the scenes.
No, let her go.
Okay, all right,
I'm gonna let you go.
Mute him, because I'm gonna finish my point.
Yolanda, them gonna get me if I don't mute you. Go ahead.
Mute him, because at the end of the day, yes, we had a conversation, and yes, I did say I was not coming for you, my brother. I was coming for what the point was. My point was this: you should have talked to Kelly, and I never backed down from that, because that was wrong. Now, when I said what I said about vocab, it was to a specific incident. I never said that just vaguely, oh, vocab does this. I'm talking about a post he made last year, and he put Pastor Omar in it, he put Pastor Kelly in it, and he's not having dialogue. He decided to do that. And in fact, vocab had to go back and apologize to Pastor Omar for what he did. So that's what I'm
gonna let Faithful go, but I'm gonna say something else too. Y'all know what y'all want. Y'all know Pastor Kelly is basically her pastor. She come on and she rock with us, but Pastor Kelly is her pastor. Pastor Kelly's her elder. Anything anybody say about Pastor Kelly, Sister E gonna go in. That's how it is. When she did mention vocab, she talked specifically about Pastor Kelly. If y'all watch multiple Berean videos, why don't they talk to Pastor Kelly? She's always pushing Pastor Kelly teaching. Pastor Kelly, just talk to them, be fair, talk to them. She'll mention or major Pastor Omar, but Pastor Kelly, she's feeling a certain type of way about him, and she's always going to push the dialogue. People have heard her multiple times that watch Berean TV and would share that, and she don't like the mere fact that Pastor Kelly's name came out of vocab mouth. That's it. Faithful, you got the floor.
Okay. So Sister E and I had a conversation with Abu as a witness, and we talked about specifically the videos and having a sit down, and Sister E said, I'll get back to y'all on this. Let me talk to Pastor. No, Sister E. Wait a minute, Sister E. I don't think Sister E realizes that I recorded that conversation, Sister E. I don't think you want me to play the conversation live on air.
Oh, because you can play the conversation. Because guess what? I went back and asked Abu, when are we meeting? So don't come to me.
But you said,
I knew you was recording it. I'm not stupid to y'all.
Sister E, you said specifically, I will play the video. You said specifically, I need to talk to him to arrange it, and you never got back to us. No. Let me finish.
Let him talk.
Wait. You got to mute Sister E.
I'm trying to see unmute us. Sister E, just chill for a minute. I'm mute Faithful. Hold on, let him talk. And then you can go back and say, I remember the whole thing. Let him go.
Word. Salute to you, brother. You know what I mean? So my thing was this. We were willing to sit down with Pastor Kelly. We were willing to sit with him and discuss our disagreements with him on that specific topic. Now, Sister E, I want you to hear me. We haven't made any more videos on Pastor Kelly, but I will say this though. If I see him promoting something false on his wall post about Christians or about orthodoxy, and if he doesn't want to have a conversation, because so far it's been over a month, we haven't had a conversation with him. Nothing has been arranged. Let me finish. If he doesn't want to have a conversation with us, I am going to make my wall posts, videos addressing the specific arguments that I have with him.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that because we do it all the time. Listen, the brother Berean, when he doesn't like something, he's going to let you know he doesn't like it. It's going to be live. It's going to be in person. It's going to be without pause. And that's why I respect this brother, because he speaks his mind and he says what he needs to say when he needs to say it. And if he can have that conversation behind the scenes, I know my brother here, he will have that conversation with someone behind the scenes. And I feel that if you can look at this brother right here as a brother, and you can respect him on that point, then you should do the same with me and not look at me simply because you don't like the fact that I talk about Hebrew Israelites and you think that I'm just talking about everybody and I just lump everybody into the same boat. That's not what I'm doing. And I think you're a lot more, what's the word I'm thinking of? I feel like you should have more nuance too in the way you approach this. You need to have more nuance.
All right, now, Dion, you Faithful. Come on.
So let's go back to that original point.
We're not getting on the whole pew thing. You just want to clear something up, right? Not the whole pew and the language.
Let me see. No, I'm going to clear something out. Faithful, you said I have not gotten back with you all. And I have proof that I sent Abu multiple messages saying, hey, Abu, when do you all want to get back together? I may not have sent it to you, Faithful, but I sent it to him. He has not responded. So don't sit here and make it seem like I'm hiding. I never hid.
Well, maybe he
went
did.
back
Maybe
to-
Abu
I
did.
went
How
back
come you
to
didn't
the-
send me?
so-
Why didn't the
so-
sister send me
No,
the
no,
message?
hold on.
Why?
I got to mute you. I wanted to finish,
No.
Faithful. I wanted to finish.
Faithful, I sent it to Abu. Now, if I didn't send it to you, that's fine. It's because I probably didn't think anything about it. But I sent it to Abu. So you need to address Abu and figure out why Abu didn't respond to me.
Yeah, but
Because
you could have sent it to me.
It ain't
Sister,
about
you could have. Wait,
I
sister,
didn't
you could
think
have.
about it.
Wait, you're not hearing me, sister. You're not listening. You could have sent it to me, and I would have responded to you, and then it would have just been me and Pastor Kelly without Abu there, because I have the same issues with Kelly that Abu has. So the reason I wonder why you didn't send it to me is because you reached out to me first. You reached out to me first. Matter of fact, we both decided to have a conversation, because we both saw because remember, you messaged me first in my live chat when I made the live stream of that video that Abu made, and you got in contact with me to initiate it all. I decided, you know what, we need to have this conversation, and we both agreed that this was something that needed to we needed to sit down and talk about this with Pastor Kelly present. All right. With that being said,
you do. I'm sorry.
didn't
Hold on a second, Sister E. You agree that you reached out to him first when you saw that pew thing, when you saw a polemic, a response from Faithful concerning the pews with Pastor Kelly talking about injury. You agree? You reached out. You started that, right?
No. When I did that, you talking about when I did that post? Yes,
when
because
you reached out to him with the whole thing with the pews. Did Faithful come in contact with you first, or you came in contact with him?
Faithful reached out to me and said, "Hey, can we have a conversation?"
No, you reached out to me
because you asked me, "Can we become friends? Can we become friends?"
That's not what happened.
Because again, at the end of the day, maybe I missed it and maybe I forgot that part. But let's go back to the original statement of you saying, "I never got back with you all."
You just said he got back with the other brother instead of
because the thing is, when we clarified that this was an Abu teaching, that's why I went to Abu, because that was Abu's post. That was Abu did that. You didn't, and you said that Abu did that. That's why I reached out to the Abu, because Abu is the source, and I was waiting on him. Now, should I have reached out to you? Yes, it has nothing to do with hiding. It probably has to do with the fact that I forgot, because I assumed that you and Abu talk constantly. Am I wrong or right? Do you and Abu talk?
No, we don't talk every day, but we certainly do talk.
If you all talk, you need to probably talk to Abu, because I got proof right here. I sent messages and a voice message.
Sister E, right here, I got the live chat where you actually messaged me right here in the live chat.
Okay, if I addressed you, that's fine. But let's go back to
it was you. No, it was you.
Let's go
back to bring receipts.
The original. Let's go back to the original point, Faithful. You said that I did not get back to you.
All right. Do me a favor. Don't worry about that right now, Sister E. What's your gripe with what you feel?
No, I want to get back to this. I want to get back to this because Faithful made a pop shot like he normally does instead of following up with his friends. Abu didn't get back.
Okay, you agree nobody got back with you, Faithful.
Didn't get back. So don't make it seem like Sister E wrong.
Let me speak on this. Number one, Abu never messaged me. Okay, he never told me that you messaged him or anything like that. So, and let me tell you something about Abu. Yes, I understand that you sent him the message, sister. You don't have to show your phone. We all understand that you sent him the message. No one is denying that you sent him the message. This is why it's important to have nuance when one speaks. I'm saying, even if you sent him the message, which you clearly did, he did not tell me about the message. Maybe he didn't even see the message himself. Maybe he didn't. And with that being said, if he didn't see the message and he didn't tell me, I didn't know about it. The bigger question, though, is if you wanted us to talk, I'm talking about with Pastor Kelly, either one of us, why did you not send me the message along with Abu? Instead, you just sent Abu the message, even though you initially reached out to me. Yes, it was you reaching out to me first to have a conversation so we could even try to have some sort of peaceful sit down. That's the funny part here. And the funny thing is, and I don't think you remember this, you didn't want to have a private conversation.
I sure did.
You wanted to do a live stream. Hold on, let me finish. You wanted to do a live stream.
Yes.
Let me finish. You wanted to do a live stream where you specifically wanted us to come on your platform. You didn't want to do it on anyone else's platform. You didn't even want to do it on a neutral platform like the brother.
But you didn't do it on a neutral. At the end of the day.
Number one, we're making listen to me.
Hold on.
We're making a response video to Richardson, who went on and made a video on his channel about a year ago attacking people and saying that they're trying to hide this, the powers that be, and all this other conspiracy stuff. And yet, when we address his arguments to show why it's faulty, then he gets upset. Then he accuses us of personally attacking him. How come he didn't go and sit down with every individual Christian he disagrees with and say, look, I have an issue with the fact that nobody wants to talk about these pews. And I guarantee you, I would have, if he would have said something like that, I would have been the first one to step up and be like, let's talk about those pews. Because I've been wanting to talk about those pews with people for a long time from the Hebrew Israelite side.
He ain't directing it towards you, Faithful. When he talked about those pews, he talked about the language. He talked about the website that was changed. Because if you look at the website of the church, the website says Aramaic, but the video says cursive Hebrew. So it wasn't directed towards you, Faithful to God. What happened was y'all found the video and said, let's go and proceed with that.
We saw the video. We saw the video of no, let me stop you. The cursive Hebrew, where the woman is talking about the one that's leading in the documentary, we saw that too. And we know that that's an inconsistent position of the church, because the church has been changing its position for a minute now on whether it's this and that. Now, because he self-identifies as an Israelite and he wants it to be Hebrew, and then he sees that they're changing their position, he looks at it as something like these people are being underhanded, these people are trying to hide something.
That's his family church, Faithful. And
all right, but that doesn't negate the fact that some people feel.
But let me finish, Beran.
All right, we can wrap it up. Say what you want to say.
Let me finish what I'm going to say with Faithful. Because
it doesn't matter if it's his church. The point is that
the thing is, you want to do something.
He's not. Let her go, Faithful. Let her go.
You want to do something private, Faithful, when you did something public. My words were, and I do admit it, and I'm not going to sit here and have any qualms about it. I said, let's publicly, and I said it even in my post that I did, let's publicly have a conversation, because Faithful, you publicly did it. But what happened is you asked me, and you remember, you said, let's go on my platform instead. You forget that, Faithful? You said that.
No, he didn't say you forgot that. He didn't say you forgot that.
Yeah, you said that. So
no, he didn't say you forgot that. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to share, Sister E? Anything else you'd like to share before we close?
But the thing is at the end of the day, I did not come to you because I was going to the source, which is Abu. When you redirected me to Abu, I told Abu as well, I will sync up with you, Abu, so we can sit down and have dialogue. Now, should I have reached out to you? I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm thinking y'all work together. If I have something going on between me and let's say we need to have a conversation about Kelly, and if you reached out to Kelly because we working together, Kelly would have turned to me. So it's poor communication between you and Abu, and it's not.
Is there anything else you feel offended about the Faithful that you'd like to share with him publicly, that you feel
I would say
for your forgiveness, or vice versa, Faithful?
I would say that if he's going to do a video, I would say let's do a video together with Pastor Kelly, and let's do it on your platform, Beran. We're not going to do it on Faithful's, nor will we do it on mine. Let's do that then.
Okay. All right. What about you, Faithful? Thank you for sharing, Sister. What about you, Faithful? Do you?
So I'd be willing to have a moderated debate with Pastor Kelly on specifically the fraudulent dialect that he's promoting, claiming that it's ancient Hebrew, which it isn't. Yes. And if he wants to have one on the pews, we could have a debate on that too, if he wants to, because I am definitely
Sister E. Sister E. Sister E. Go ahead, Faithful. You don't unmute yourself. Go ahead. I know this is your platform. You rock out together, but let him go ahead and speak.
Right. And Andre Bell better chill, because right now Sister E was the one interrupting. You need to be consistent. All right. So with that being said, I want to say this. If he wants to have a conversation, I'm more than willing to have it, but we're going to have it in debate format, because I feel that there are things that Pastor Kelly holds to in regards to those two topics that is just completely erroneous. And I don't believe that his position is tenable. Now, that's fine. We could have it on Brother Beran's channel, and we could definitely hash it out. Now, as far as you and I are concerned, Sister E, let me say this to you directly. I don't have any issue with you personally at all. I have never made a video calling your name out, and you cannot find a video on my channel. You can't even find a wall post where I called you out or I said anything ill about you. Brother Beran, have I ever spoken ill to you about the Sister E?
Never.
Matter of fact, when the first time I came on here, didn't I say I'm not? Remember when I was talking to Pastor Majors and Pastor Kelly, I said I'm not referring to my sister E right now because I know that Sister E didn't, because she, number one, she wasn't the one talking, they were the one talking, right? And so I was very clear because I know Sister E felt like maybe I was trying to lump her in with other people even at that time. And I let her know on air, I don't know if you remember this, Sister E, because we can play the video. And so I'm very careful and nuanced. Matter of fact, when the brother Berean did the Facebook Live, I said, I'm not talking about my Sister E. Is that correct, my brother? Did I not say Sister E? I'm not talking about Sister E when I was saying what I was saying in regards to Hebrewism and my disagreements. I said, I'm not talking about Sister E because she doesn't hold to a vast majority of these things. And I know that there's a difference between you and say, you know, someone like Rakat from GOCC, or I know there's a difference between you and IOG. I know there's a difference between you and other folks. Sister E, I think what you, like, I do agree with the brother Berean. I think you just wanted to get something off of your chest that you were just holding in, that you assumed about me, and that was your moment to do it. And I felt that that wasn't right because I wasn't talking about you. Now, as far as everything else, now, if you feel like I've offended you, I'll more than gladly apologize right now to you live on air, because I don't have any problem apologizing to people if they feel offended by something that I have said, because I wasn't looking to offend you. Or, matter of fact, I'm not even trying to offend Pastor Kelly, but I will call falsehood falsehood. If he's saying something false, it's false. I'm not trying to offend him.
Nothing wrong with that. And it's nothing wrong with that. Right. Sister E, do you feel he owed Pastor Kelly a public apology now, even though Pastor Kelly's not here? Would you like him to? Would you like him to apologize to Pastor Kelly as well right now in the presence of everybody?
That's up to Pastor Kelly. I'm saying this, that right now we're trying to build and figure out where we all can at least meet in the middle. And doing these videos, Faithful to God has I'm telling you something, it hasn't done anything but create division rather than dialogue and conversation. So when I attack, I understand you're not attacking me, but when you attack some of the people like Pastor Kelly, when Vocab did what he did with Pastor Omar and Pastor Kelly and the rest of the people, yeah, he did call out Pastor Dow as well. But, and I don't agree with Pastor Dow, but yet and still, when you all do that to the people that I study and I hold true to, that's almost an attack on me. That's just like me making a public post about Eric Mason. I may not be attacking you, Faithful to God, but I am somewhat attacking one of your leaders. So you don't have to necessarily come and attack me. But I would say the godly thing to do is when we have this dialogue, it's not just based on what you want to talk about, not just the pews. Let's just talk about everything in general. If you want to bring you and a couple other people, we can bring Majors and Kelly and a couple other people, and we have dialogue and we have a debate. They have no problems with debating.
No, see, that could be what we're trying to get to right here. You just want Kelly, Major, you want to moderate the debate.
I got a couple other people.
That's ultimately what you want then.
But that's what you're really trying to do. What everybody wants. But Faithful said that. Faithful said he wants to have a debate. I'm saying that
I would not have any problem having a debate.
Real
quick. I want to ask you one quick thing, just one quick thing, please.
All right.
I wanted to ask you. It's just one quick thing. So you don't like the fact that people made videos about Pastor Kelly regarding a public video that he made, because his video was without him having the chance to get on and speak right there. Right. And now I will say this. Now, Sister, now I want to ask you a question. When Pastor Kelly made his video against Pastor Mason, and he was calling him out by name, and he was saying all this other stuff, and I know that he didn't have a sit down with Pastor Mason before making that video, was that okay? Or do you feel that he should have, if you want to be consistent, did you correct him on that? Did you tell Pastor Kelly you were wrong for making that video?
I talk about Sinetta. I don't call them. I'm talking about Garfield. I ain't calling them.
Because it's not him.
I understand. Wait, real quick. I understand what the brother Berean is saying. I understand what the brother.
You don't have to every time you make as a YouTube. Every time you make a video and you make
you missing my point, brother Berean. You missing the you missing my point, brother. You missing my point. What I'm saying is, according to her logic, if she
her logic is wrong. Her logic is wrong.
I'm saying her logic. Yeah, her
logic is wrong because in that sense, I would have to call Sinetta, Garfield, and them every time I mention their name in a video. I don't do that.
But you don't have to do that. But the thing is, Berean, you still gave them an opportunity. You have conversations with Sinetta. You've been on Sinetta's show. That if you do make shots, but you've at least sat down with these guys.
But Sister E, did you sit down with Pastor Kelly when he attacked Pastor Mason? Did you sit down with him? And did you tell him he shouldn't do that?
Faithful to God. Tell me what was the reason? What was the reason behind Pastor Kelly saying what he said about Eric Mason?
Regardless, I want to address it. No, I am addressing it. No, I'm addressing it directly. I'm addressing it directly. The reason was that he didn't like the fact that Pastor Mason was talking about Hebrew Israelites. Now, let me finish. Now, the thing is this, regardless of what his reasoning was, the same way that Pastor Kelly will make videos trying to criticize something that Christians are doing, because he does have videos where he does that.
And the Trinity is not calling us. It's right. Okay, it's what we all do.
Right. And so, and with that being said, I wonder if you're consistent, Sister E, and if you're sitting down with Pastor Kelly and telling him, Pastor Kelly, that's wrong. You should sit down with these Christians. I don't really think you're doing that.
I have a question. Does Kelly just vaguely, just out of the blue, wake up? If y'all wouldn't have said nothing about us, and rather than had dialogue with us, would he be making videos?
But Sister, you're not being consistent. You're not being consistent. You're not being consistent.
No, my question is, when you did the pews, when he did the pew video, was he attacking you, or was he talking about the history of the church?
We were.
What was the purpose?
I'm addressing your question. Listen.
Come on.
First, I gotta address what we were doing, and I'm gonna address his whole purpose of making the video, because he was very clear and forthright in why he made the video. Mm-hmm. We critiqued his video specifically because he made it public, and because he had a critique about why he felt that these pews were somehow really Hebrew, even though he's never demonstrated it. And number two, why he thinks that there's a conspiracy to hide it. And the reason why is because he's starting from the presupposition that he's an Israelite, and therefore this is conspiracy to hide that, that African Americans are Israelites, or whatever, he believes. And so he made that video with that in mind. We made the response not simply because it was him, because I'm gonna be honest, I really had no idea who Pastor Kelly was before I came on Brother Berean's channel that one day. And when I found out that the brother Abu had made a video on that, it was specifically because I already have had interactions with Hebrew Israelites about those Georgia pews. It wasn't just Pastor Kelly. Other Hebrew Israelites use those pews to try to form polemics. And we know that that's a faulty argument. Now, with that being said, I want to know why you're not being consistent in sitting Pastor Kelly down and rebuking him when he makes public videos calling people out for whatever motive. It could be someone else says this or whatever, but you're not being consistent, because if you were consistent, you would have sat him down and said, brother, why are you doing this? We need to be talking to Christians in private because we need to bridge this gap. But that's not what you're doing. You're only doing it when it's Christians. You're only doing it when Christians say something about Hebrew Israelites.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Faithful. We got to pick this up and we got to move on.
Let me say
I'm giving you two. We getting close up. We getting close up. I'm getting to leave.
That's not fair. You're not gonna let me finish and make a response to what Faithful said. Because at the end of the day, when we talked about those, and I'm gonna be quiet after this, the pews itself, was he attacking you, Faithful?
Y'all heard she say she's gonna be quiet after this. Go ahead.
Was he attacking you when he did the pew conversation?
We didn't make the video because he was attacking. We were
okay.
Because
so
he was
we're
no. We weren't making the videos.
Like
no. Let me answer that. Let me answer that. We didn't make those videos because he was attacking us on a personal level. We're making those videos because the argument is faulty and because it is not a good argument.
And that's scholarship, Sister E. That's what scholarship is.
But the thing is, true scholarship
Kelly have to backpedal some about those pews.
He didn't have no dialogue.
That's why we have to have a debate. Did Kelly or anybody else that deal with that language? Because there's six
but
people
the thing is,
already on that
the
language. If Kelly had to backpedal some, we need to have a debate about the pews.
We can sit and have a conversation. We can have a debate, but at the end,
right, that's good. So we have to set that up. That's all we have to do.
Not just about the language, but things in general. Because the thing is, when we talked about that language, I never said I understood the language. I don't know the language.
You said that afterwards. You brought all of that out.
But the thing is this, again, when you have to correct someone, because again, you said that Kelly attacked. We're talking about attacking videos. When you want to correct someone, you have dialogue with them, or better yet, schedule a debate. He's not going to debate.
You don't have to do that, Sister E. We're doing that.
Not godly though, because you don't like it. It's still not godly. Creating videos and putting the man's picture on there without having true dialogue, that's not, because even the word of God says we have to come together and reason. It wasn't reasoning. At the end of the day, I don't care what you say, Faithful, that was not reasoning. The man made a post about his old church, his family church. What should have happened, because it ain't like you don't know how to get in touch with me, Faithful, or anybody. You could easily say, let's have dialogue, Kelly, me and you, because I don't agree with your position.
Clearly, I'm using both y'all right now. I'm using both y'all right now. Clearly, we don't agree on that. I don't agree with you on that point, Sister E. I ain't talking to side none of them. I don't care if the person is a Bible. I don't have to talk. If the person is a believer and I'm a believer and we got different views, I'll make a video and I'm gonna say A, B, C, and D. I'm not have to dialogue. I don't really look at it like that. That Kelly, and I respect Pastor Kelly. Oh, he deserved this much respect. I gotta call and ask his permission, or I gotta call and tell him what I'm about to do. No, a polemic, somebody that's working for the king ain't gotta do that. He faithful don't gotta do that if he don't want to do that.
But didn't the word of God say come and read?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. All right, y'all. May the Lord watch between me and D. I'm gonna go back to my old. That ain't even got nothing to do with no prayer. But may the Lord watch between me and D while we are absent one from another. Love y'all.
As you can now see, there was nothing in that video that remotely seemed favorable to Sister E's position or argument against me in her assumption about my person. If anything, this video serves as a witness to show that not only does Sister E demonstrably misrepresent opponents, but that she is willing to go along with a false narrative just to hide her own misgivings. If anything that we've seen over the past month gives us any indication of the folks that we're dealing with, it is that they are willing to go out on a limb to any extreme to try to either protect their false narratives, whether it be about fake scholars, whether it be over the identity claims, or whether it be over things like this conversation, because they are unwilling to humble themselves and to acknowledge when they are wrong. And I do believe that Sister E is being influenced by the gentleman that she is around. In this case, Kelly Richardson and William Brown. But the Bible is very clear in the Epistle to the Corinthians that bad company corrupts good morals. I would ask Sister E to reconsider the route that she is going down, because it is not a good one. And we will all have to give an account before the Creator of all things on that great day. For every idle word that we speak, we will be judged. And I implore Sister E to repent while she still has time. And I would also tell her to stop engaging in this sort of behavior, as it makes her a hypocrite when she tries to level criticisms at the other side. And with that being said, I want to thank everyone for watching this. God bless you all. I hope this has edified someone out there. And until next time, take care.